What's up everyone, Aaron Schatz here, and welcome back to another edition of Tech Talk with Aaron, Smart Home Edition. I've got some other thoughts that I want to go over, and I've got another product. It is the Martin Jerry, no neutral, single pole smart switch, pretty basic. We're about to get into this. In addition to this thing right here, which actually is installed right here, I got a whole bunch of other stuff too. Look at how many of these ZigBee minis I have. I've got a project for that. Stick with us because you're going to want to subscribe for this one if you've got 3 ways and you can't figure out how to wire this stuff. I got an idea. I've got ideas coming. I've got a whole bunch of sensors as well from Third Reality. I've got some other stuff from Third Reality coming up. I try to mix and match a lot of stuff, but I still stick with ZigBee. I've got some thoughts on GE, the Jasco switches and dimmers. That's right, I got this dimmer switch, even though I had a feeling that it was going to be just as dumb as the regular smart switch. And it is. It is just as dumb. It doesn't do any sort of events other than changes. So basically, if you have it and you toggle it on, toggle it off, it will send those events. If it's already off and you hit the bottom, it doesn't do anything. Really useless. Again, if you can find the Inovelli Blues in stock, buy that. It's the best switch out there. It does the most kind of things. It has this cool LED on it for notifications and whatever you want to do. Very customizable, very flexible, very, very good support. Buy this instead of these things. I have not found another switch that's comparable. If I use Z-Wave, I bet you that would be different, but I don't. But maybe we'll see in the future if I do. I was on the hunt for a switch that was comparable to this Inovelli Blue. I couldn't find it. So I said, okay, how can I just get a switch that's a good price and not really care that much about the bells and whistles? That's what this Martin Jerry switch is right here. It is literally a no-frills ZigBee smart switch, no neutral required. So if you have old wiring where it has that switch leg, right, the actual power goes to the light and then down to the actual switch, this thing will actually work, no neutral required. I purchased this because it was on sale for about $20. It was a little over $20. It's about $25 right now. You can get a 2-pack for, I think, slightly cheaper. And for that, you get this. This is the actual switch right here. No frills. It is just like a Wi-Fi switch would be, where it has one single button to actually turn off and on. It's the same button itself. It doesn't have a rocker like these things do. So again, push on, push off, and that's the switch itself. This Martin Jerry smart switch, ZigBee, no neutral required, was really pretty easy to set up in Habitat. Once I actually put it in pairing mode, which is very interesting how to do that. So let me just go over the switch a little bit itself. So you have one button here for the off-on button. Then you have a reset down below, and I have no idea what that thing does. Normally I didn't read the directions, right? I was like, okay, I'll just hold the reset button down and it goes into pairing mode. That's actually not what happens. Even though you might think it would be, but it's not what happens. What you need to do is hold the power button down for 5 to 10 seconds, then it goes into pairing mode. That's kind of strange when there's a reset button, and again, I don't know what the reset button does yet. But if you want to put it into pairing mode, hold down the power button for 5 to 10 seconds, it'll put it into pairing mode. The actual switch itself, you can't see it, but there's an actual LED to show, it's like right here, to show that it's off. And then when it turns on, it goes off. It's so faint, but in the dark you'll be able to see it. If you put it in pairing mode, there's another LED that flashes as well. It'd be nice if they're a little bit brighter, but at least they have some indicators. Before you actually put this in pairing mode, just make sure it actually turns on and off, just because you want to make sure that there's power. Again, this is non-neutral, so this will work for older style houses that actually have the power going to the light fixture first, and then just like a switch leg coming down. So it works perfectly for that. This thing does not work for fans, doesn't work for like inductive loads. Basically, it's only simple light switch. It also, I think, has minimums that it needs. So if you have like really efficient lighting, this actually might not turn on. But if you have like a regular bulb, and this is an LED bulb, so this is not like an incandescent. If you have like a normal size wattage LED bulb or multiple of that, this will work fine. For incandescents, this should work fine. So it's a light switch only. It's not for anything else than lights. I know some of you might be looking over here and are like, wait a second, there's nothing in this box right here. But don't worry, the two hot things are capped. So there's no hotness, there's no live wires that aren't capped. These are just running to here, and they're not going anywhere. The load is coming from this wire here. So I'm safer. I'm not going to say I'm safe because you never know. Anything can happen. I'm here to report that this thing works. It works, was detected by Habitat, no problem. The interesting part is it was detected as like a multi-part switch, and I guess that's the generic driver that it uses. So basically, it does the events right off on, it reports that just fine, and really that's it. I would consider this type of switch to be a direct replacement to the old CASA switches that I've had, the old Wi-Fi ones that were basically the same type of control, one single button. The control itself, it's good. It's not great. It's a little gummy, but there is a nice, you can feel the tactile click when you actually hit it. I don't think anybody would have a problem operating this switch. This is not capable for three-way switching. So if you have three-way switches, not this one. However, I did see some comments from this company when I bought it off of Amazon that a three-way version of this switch is coming. So I'm on the lookout for that too. But if you're interested in three-way switches, all you might need are two of these little ZigBee minis from Sonoff. And why don't you hit that subscribe button, because we're going to go into that in the next one of these series. That's basically it. This thing works. It was just a little over $20. And for that price, I'm going to probably stick these in a whole bunch of areas that I didn't even consider having an actual smart switch in there, because why not? They operate just fine. It's pretty intuitive. On-off. It sends the on-off events. You can control it via Habitat or Home Assistant or whatever else you're using for ZigBee home control. That's it. That was the point of this, right? It was to figure out what works and what doesn't. And this thing actually just does work. This is the point where I ask you for your help. Do you have a smart home? What do you use? I am very curious to hear your feedback. I would love to hear from you. Please hit that subscribe button, because I've got some new interesting content coming out. I know a lot of you are probably like, wait, where are the video games? I just started Endless Sky up again, so stay tuned. We've got a lot more stuff coming. If you're into smart homes, got more of that stuff coming too. And again, if you want a really good switch, Inovelli Blue. That's what I recommend. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.